Terrorism top of the mind for voters as both presidential nominees are set to receive national security briefings ahead of the election. This is a tradition dating back to President Harry Truman in 1952. President Obama warned Donald Trump about keeping information classified, and Trump had his own rebuke for rival Hillary Clinton.
Both the tradition and the law that if somebody's the nominee, the Republican nominee for president, they need to get a security briefing so that if they were to win, they are not starting from scratch in terms of being prepared for this office. They have been told these are classified briefings, and if they want to be president, they got to start acting like president.
We're both supposed to be briefed in the not-too-distant future, and I'm saying you can't brief her. You can't brief her. Let's protest. Her email scandal put our entire country at risk, made our sensitive secrets vulnerable to hacking by foreign adversaries. I mean, they're hacked all over the place.
I want to bring in Jessica Tarlov right now, a Democratic strategist, and Boris Epshteyn, a Republican strategist and senior advisor to the Trump campaign. Good to see you both. Morning. Interesting that this subject of national security comes up after what we've just learned about Hillary Clinton and her use of the private email. How do you see this, Jessica?
Well, I see it's going to be a complicated issue. It's a great talking point, obviously, for the Trump campaign. When push comes to shove, there are only 3 emails that were marked as classified, and there's no evidence that her server was hacked at any point. But I understand.
Actually, a lot of that was actually said by Jim Comey, what you just said.
Of course, yeah. I'm repeating what he said, and I would never try to sugarcoat it. It's extremely careless.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. And I'm sure Boris will jump right on it. What I would say that.
Back on what you say, hundreds.
Oh no, but I'm about to get you real good. I would encourage everyone this morning. Michael Morell, who ran the CIA, has an op-ed out in the New York Times about why he's backing Hillary, and he talks about how competent she is, how she was, always on it, making the right decisions, tough. And he also talks about how Vladimir Putin is trained to prey upon people like Donald Trump, and that he's gaming the system, essentially trolling our elections, and talks about how easily Trump is unable.
This is not about Russia. This is not about Russia.
It's about
the national security of the U.S.
Right.
Hillary Clinton was incredibly careless with it. We know that. Jim Comey said that. He also said that she said that nothing was classified, as you just said, but he said that's actually not true. There were a lot of classified
emails. There are 113. So only 3 were marked with the small c. But listen, I'm not. It is a problem.
113 threads. There was much more than that. Could have been more. And she didn't turn over 33,000 emails, which were supposed to be about yoga, in her opinion, or whatever it was. Obvious lie. The American people are being lied to by the Clintons once again, just like they're being lied to about the money that went to Iran, which was a deal that was started by Hillary Clinton. She's running on her experience.
That's from 1979.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, we can say no, like Hillary did to Chris Wallace, but the public knows.
So we don't want to
just keep throwing out lies
for a reason. But it's not about throwing out lies. It's about competency. And Donald Trump has been shown to have a temperamental issue with his tweets.
She's been shown to be extremely careless.
So you would rather Trump get the briefings than...
No, but I want to be clear here. We're talking about national security and daily briefings. Why should we say, oh, Trump is not up to the job, when in fact Hillary's already shown us, she's given us evidence of what she does in terms of national security?
Listen, I think they both, as the president said, should receive the briefings. I personally trust her more with this.
Based on what? She's done nothing to earn that trust.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Based on
the fact that there was, as Jim Comey said, although she was extremely careless, there was no willful intent here.
So she should not, in your opinion, she shouldn't be in jail. So she should get national security briefings. Ridiculous.
Just because she wasn't indicted doesn't mean that she didn't compromise national security with her reckless behavior. That was at her discretion.
Right.
This was a decision that they made from the outset before she was Secretary of State. We're not going to use State Department email. And the bigger picture is you have a president standing behind the presidential seal, calling a candidate for president unfit, and baiting Donald Trump, saying you better not spread details of these security briefings, when in fact Hillary Clinton lied to the American people about these very emails
and continues to lie.
lie.
I
That's the
understand.
outrage. It's the bigger picture that you have the President of the United States calling out one candidate and not calling out another candidate who was essentially, he didn't use the word, called a liar by the head of the FBI.
And also,
That's absolutely right.
It's the United States of America now that for 8 years has had to suffer under the Clinton-Obama national security policies. We are unquestionably worse off now. ISIS has spread under Clinton-Obama. Look at the Middle East, Egypt, Libya, Syria.
That's also not the question at hand right now. We're not litigating the policy.
You brought up an op-ed by one individual. That's an opinion.
One individual.
I'm going to tell you facts about what's happened in this country and overall in the world in relationship to this country. We are worse off now. Hillary Clinton has had her shot, and now she's going to be getting emails. Are those going through a private server? Are those going through whatever server she's using while running for president? No one knows. She's the one that should be getting them. Donald Trump should be.
There is a real question about her handling of national security issues, and to have President Obama call out Donald Trump and immediately assume that he's going to be negligent when, in fact, we've already seen one candidate be negligent with this information is really outrageous, and it's wrong. And to get on that train with all the media getting behind that is also wrong. We've seen the evidence.
I don't dispute it. That's why I led with the facts here, and I respect James Comey immeasurably, and I understand why he felt the need to indict without indicting.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And Barack Obama has continued to show amateurism. And even in his last year as president, he cannot resist stepping down and attacking people. George W. Bush did not do this.
That's actually not amateurism. He is a professional politician, first and foremost, rather than being the commander-in-chief when he sits up there.
It feels amateur, though, to me.
It's amateur for a president to do this.
It's low. It's beneath the office.
Whatever you want to call it.
It's beneath the office, but this is a professional, and he's getting paid to essentially go after a candidate and bait him, openly bait him, because that's what they're trying to do. Both the campaign and the president are trying to get Donald Trump to say something that will hurt him.
That's right. Having said that, let's give Hillary Clinton the credit. She's up in the polls, and she's gaining in the last couple of days.
And with very important key demographics. I mean, the findings that I found most interesting are that Donald Trump is only up 5 with whites, and that's the demographic that he needs. We know he's not going anywhere with minority voters. Independent voters inching closer, and now he's only leading by 5 points on who's best to handle the economy. If he doesn't win on economy and terror, he's in a lot of trouble.
He's up 9 points on ISIS. 5 points on
what's he up on national security while we're on the national security topic?
National security is up by about 2 or 3.
No, he's not. He's not up. She's up.
No, she's not. And
Boris,
as you look at the election, of course you got to bounce out of the DNC. Plus, it has not been the best week. We can all admit that. But it's 1 week. It's August. 96 days to go. Donald Trump will continue making his case.
You think he'll come back?
The American people are seeing what's happening. This $400 million, again, that went to Iran, a state sponsor of terrorism under Clinton Obama, will resonate. The fact that these people, again, the Democrats continue to lie to the American people, continue to put our nation at risk. Donald Trump will not allow that to happen. American people see that. That's why he'll be elected on November 8th.
All right, we'll leave it there.